Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahirabbil alamin. Nahmaduhu wa nasta'inuhu wa nastaghfiruh. Wa na'udzu billahi min shururi anfusina wa min sayyiati a'malina. Man yahdihillahu fala mudilla lah wa man yudlilhu fala hadiya lah. Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah wahdahu la syarika lah wa ashhadu anna Muhammadan abduhu wa rasuluh. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ala ali Muhammad kama sallaita ala Ibrahim wa ala ali Ibrahim innaka Hamidum Majid. Allahumma barik ala Muhammad wa ala ali Muhammad kama barakta ala Ibrahim wa ala ali Ibrahim innaka Hamidum Majid. Rabbi shrah li sadri wa yassir li amri wahlul 'uqdatam min lisani yafqahu qawli, amma ba'. In the name of Allah, the most gracious, the most merciful, all praise be to Allah. We praise Him, we ask for His help, we ask for His forgiveness, we seek refuge with Allah from the wickedness of ourselves and from the badness of our deeds. Whoever been given by Allah guidance, then nobody can be misguided for him. Whoever been misguided by Allah, then nobody can be a guide for him. I bear witness there's no God worthy to worship except Allah, only Him, no associate for Him. And I bear witness that Muhammad is His messenger and His servant. O Allah, give good praise upon Muhammad and the family of Muhammad. And give good praise upon Abraham and the family of Abraham. Verily you are most worthy of praises, most exalted in glory. O Allah, bless upon Muhammad and the family of Muhammad. And bless upon Abraham and the family of Abraham. Verily you are most worthy of praises and also most exalted in glory. Today, inshallah, we continue our 50 rules of 50 Quranic rules on soul and life, on soul and life. That is actually we have finished, alhamdulillah, praise be to Allah, our 28 rule. That is actually wala tabkhasun nas asya'ahum, don't you reduce of people of their due or their properties. Means that anything that you have to give the right to others, then you have to give fully. Don't ever lack in it, because Allah SWT will surely will ask you and make you responsible for anything that you reduce. Surely humankind or people will not know, but Allah is all knowing. Today, inshallah, we will continue for 29th rules of Quranic rules on soul and life. That is actually the saying of Allah from Surah An-Nisa, verse number 45. Wallahu a'lamu bi'a'daikum. And Allah is most knowing about your enemies. Who are your enemies? Allah is the one that all knowing about that. He said here, hadhihi qa'idatun Qur'aniyyatun 'azimatun silati biwaqi'in nasi. This is a great Quranic rule. The Quranic rule that have great tie with the reality of the humankind. Wazdadatil hajatu ila tanwihi biha, and the needs to proclaim it and to ensure people realize about it become more dire in this fi hadzal asri, in this era, in this time, alladhi tasa'at fihi wasailu naqli akhbar, that the means or the way of conveying news or you spreading the news is actually so vast, not only from the mainstream media, but you can see that in our time the social media is actually more powerful. Even our last general election, people actually talking about the power of media, the changing the mind or even actually influencing the vote of people. Wallahu a'lam. Because we surely know that Allah Ta'ala is the one that moving the heart of people from one side to another, making people to make choices. Allah Ta'ala is the one that making that, so that the situation and surrounding around us will change to good or to bad, to become the test for us, all of us in our time. So because of the way or the means of conveying uh, or actually to narrating the news is actually so vast in our time. Wa kathura fihi takalibul a'da bisinfihim, and also the greediness of the enemy with both of their types. There are two types: al-mu'linu wal khafi. Al-mu'lini wal khafi, the one that proclaiming that they are the enemy of Islam, the enemy of Allah, the enemy of the Prophet, or the one that is actually secretly not proclaiming, but in their own way, they actually making enemy with whoever believe in Allah, in the Prophet. So both actually are really greedy in this time. ولكي تفهم هذه القاعدة جيدا, and so that we can understand this rule correctly, or very deep understanding. فلا بد من ذكر السياق الذي وردت فيه من سورة النساء. Then it is a must that we mention the story or the context that this rule came into it in Surah An-Nisa. That is actually one of the way you want to understand the ayah of the Quran. Read into the context. What is the story where the words or the ayah came inside the Quran? You recite what is before it and after it. It will really help you to understand what is the meaning of the ayah. If not, then you will surely be misguided and doesn't really understand the Quran, or even the words that came in the Quran. Yaqulu ta'ala, Allah the Almighty said in Surah An-Nisa, verse number 44 until 46, he said, Alam tara ila alladhina utu nasiban minal kitab. Have you not seen those who were given a portion of the scriptures? Meaning that people before us, they have been given the scriptures by Allah. They have books. And they surely are not the Arabs, because the Arabs people are being called as unlettered, as ummi. The people that only learning things that being taught by their mothers, not more than that. So being called an unlettered, not illiterate, unlettered. They don't understand. They don't been exposed to letter and words or the way of writing. They can talk. They can manage their life to become successful businessmen, to become a person. They actually are so wise in their action, but they cannot read or write. That is actually the context of the Arabs. Even some of the scholars say that the name or the title Ummi being given to the people, to the Arabs people, because they doesn't have any scriptures. Not like the Jew and the Christian, or even the Majusi, those who actually are worshipping fire. They also have books. Even the Hindus have the book. The Buddhists have the book. But the Arabs, they don't have a book. Because of that, they've been called as the Ummi people. The people that doesn't have any book. So Allah Ta'ala said, have you not seen those who were given a portion of the scriptures? Yashtaruna dalalata, that they're purchasing error, purchasing the misguidance in exchange for it. Means that they've been given the scriptures, but they sell the scriptures to get the error. وَيُرِيدُونَ أَن تَضِلُّوا السَّبِيلَ, and they wanted all of you, they want you to lose the way also. Not only they become deviant from Allah's way, also they want you to also become like them. Okay. Allah said after that, verse 45, Wallahu a'lamu bi'a'da'ikum, and Allah is the most knowing, about your enemies. Wa kafa billahi waliya, and sufficient is Allah as an ally. You want an ally? Then Allah is actually the one that become your ally or your protector. Wa kafa billahi nasira, and sufficient is Allah as the helper. As helper for you. Who are they? Who are those people? Allah Ta'ala said, Minal ladina hadu, among the Jews. Minal ladina hadu, among the Jews. Yuharrifuna al-kalima am mawadi'ihi. Those who distort words from their proper usage. Means that the word means like this, but they put it the other way. That's actually the deviant people. They actually will not, some of them will change the word. This is the three types. There are three types of distortion of meaning of the text or scripture from Allah. Even in Islam, there are people who are following the way of the Jew. But the distortion will happen for three types. Either A, they exchange the word. The word being given, like Allah Ta'ala said, Kulu hittah, they say hintah. No, they change the word. Allah Ta'ala said to them to say this, they say the other one. So they change it. Secondly, they are actually putting another meaning. The word is there, but the meaning, they don't want it to be there. They said that, no, this meaning is other. Not the meaning that Allah Ta'ala want. They actually another meaning. And the third one, the way is actually, they are using the text, the scriptures, not in its appropriate place. Means that the scriptures or the dalil came for some topic, they're using it for another topic. It's like the Sufi in Islam, when they like to dance in their not supplication. We say that zikir, remembering of Allah. They like to dance. So when we say that the Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam and their companion never ever did something like that. Even from the Sahih Sunnah, that when they actually remembering Allah, they are so silent, they are so calm until as if on the top of their head, as if on the top of their head are birds who are sitting there. So no moving, no swaying to right or to left. All the text or the dalil, they came that the companion is actually swaying to right and the left when remembering Allah, is all lies, not sahih, not authentic. The authentic one, nothing from like that. So anyway, when they want to do the thing, so they said that, but Ja'far bin Abi Talib, also this story is actually not true. If it's true, they are using it from the wrong place, because Ja'far bin Abi Talib, once the Prophet ﷺ said to him, Anta minni wa ana minka. You are like me and I am like you. Means from appearance, from character, because surely there are few people among the family of the Prophet is actually alike with him. Similar face or character or posture with the Prophet ﷺ. That's why the companion Prophet, when whoever after the death of the Prophet said that I see in my dream the Prophet. So the companion will ask, who did you see? Who did you see? Who? So this person will show somebody from among the family of the Prophet. From that time, at that time, Hassan bin Ali bin Abi Talib. He is the one that really quite similar or really almost like the Prophet from his face and his character. So when the person said, I saw Hassan bin Ali bin Abi Talib, then the companion said, you really saw the Prophet inside your dream. Why? Because the Prophet ﷺ said, Man ra'ani fil manam faqad ra'ani. Whoever saw me in his dream, he really seeing me. Fa inna shaitan, because shaitan la yatamathalu bi, cannot appear unlike to me. Means that the shaitan cannot imitate. He cannot imitate the figure or the character of the Prophet ﷺ. The face. Not nearing the face Prophet also, they cannot do it. Because of that, the companion actually making those who came after the Prophet ﷺ died, that if you really saw the Prophet, who did you saw? So Ja'far bin Abi Talib, he is one of the family of Prophet that having the similarity with the Prophet ﷺ. So the Prophet said to him, Anta minni wa ana minka. He's the cousin of the Prophet. The cousin. You can see this cousin in the family is actually look alike. Like they said King George of England and Tsar Nicholas of Russia. Because they said a tree. I thought this actually just something that being said. But actually you look at the picture, the cousin really look alike. Really look alike. Really look alike. So basically, when the Prophet said to him, he is really happy. So in that story, not authentic story, he was jumping actually in 1 feet because happiness with what the Prophet said to him. So the story is about that. So suddenly, those people taking this story, put it into the zikir, remembering Allah, so happy then you are dancing. So the story is about something. This is one of the way distorting the text from its context. The context is not there. So Allah Ta'ala said about them, distort words from its their proper usage. Yaquluna, and they says, saying, sami'na wa asayna, we hear and disobey. We hear but we disobey. Wa asayna. Wasma' ghayra musma'in, and hear but do not heard. Not really hearing. Wa ra'ina. This is the word that they use. Twisting, Allah said, ra'ina, layyan bi alsinatihim, twisting their tongues, wa ta'nam fid din, and defaming in the religion, to make that the religion is actually not really clear, saying that they can say this and God cannot do something about that, or the Prophet said it is wrong because they can say that they understand like that. So Allah said to them, Walau annahum qalu sami'na wa ata'na. If only they said sami'na wa ata'na. Qalu sami'na wa ata'na, we hear and obey. Wasma' and we hear and obey. Wasma' and we actually isma', listen to us. And wanzurna, wait for us. Lakana khairan lahum, it is would be been better for them, because they actually following the scriptures and using the proper word with Allah. Means that the preparation to obey Allah, not to deny or to disobey Allah. Lakana khairan lahum wa aqwam, and more suitable. Walakin la'anahumullah bikufrihim, but Allah has cursed them for their disbelief. Fala yu'minuna illa qalila, then they would not believe except for a few only few of them will believe in Allah. That is actually what Allah Ta'ala punished them with. So he said here, wahada huwa kama huwa hada wahada kama huwa dhahir, and this ayah that we are recited just now, and its meaning An-Nisa 44 to 46, because the 45 is what we are learning today. Wallahu a'lamu bi'a'daikum. Wallahu a'lamu bi'a'daikum. Verily Allah, and Allah is most knowing about your enemy. Who are your enemies? So he said here, and this kama huwa dhahir, as actually really clear appear. Dhammun liman utu nasiban minal kitab. It's actually a blasphemy for those who have been given a portion of the scriptures. Wa fi dhimnihim, and inside that, when Allah condemned them, then in its meaning tahdhiru ibadihi an iqtirar bihim, so that Allah Ta'ala want to remind us, to warn his servant from being mesmerized or being tricked by them. So you know your enemy, then you will not be tricked by them. Whatever they say, you will not have that understanding that this is one of the way that Allah Ta'ala want you to go with in your religion. Really cannot. Yes. No, it's actually from when we are saying about the enemy, actually Allah is actually almost knowing about your enemy. Your enemy, the shaitan, the munafiq, the hypocrites, the the people of the book, the Jew and the Christian, and the one who do associate with Allah, the one who denying the existence of Allah. All of them is there. Even your own desire, your own soul, have that tendency to become your enemy. Even some of your family, your wife. No. But we are, yeah. We actually right now we try to understand the context of the ayah, and after that we will count who are the enemy of our of the believers. We can count after this. For beginning, the author trying to show us that what is the meaning of that ayah, because that rule, wallahu a'lamu bi'a'daikum, and Allah is most knowing about who are your enemies. That is actually come in this ayah from 46 to 44 to 46 of Surah An-Nisa. You understand that, then you can counter back all the enemies that you will have in your life. No, Madaniyah. So when the Madaniyah is there, you have all the type of enemy. You know, the shaitan is the first one. Secondly, your own soul, your soul, your desire inside nafs. Nafs is soul. Nafs is soul. So sometimes people say that nafsu is not the nafs. No, nafsu is nafs. Means that your desire, your inner voice, that is actually one of your enemy. Because like, yeah, the same. The munafiqun and the hypocrite is the same. Because in English is hypocrites, in Arabic is munafiqun, munafiq. So the mushrikin, those who do associate with Allah, those who disobey Allah, those who hypocrites, actually that appear only after the migration of the Muslim. They are Muslim, they are treated as a Muslim, but in the sight of Allah, they are kafir. Allah Ta'ala is actually will punish them and put them the last, the pit of the hellfire, the lowest pit of the hellfire. It's like in Surah An-Nisa, Allah Ta'ala said in Surah An-Nisa, verse number 145. In Nisa, Allah Ta'ala said, Innal munafiqina fi darkil asfali minan nar. Verily, indeed, the hypocrites is at the bottom pit of the hellfire. Means that they are worse than the non-believers. The non-believers, you could say maybe last, but they are lower than that. The same also. But the munafiq is lower than them. No, people that actually doesn't deny, the atheist doesn't believe in Allah. They are actually in the pit of the fire, the hellfire. But the munafiq is lower than them. Nobody is lower than the munafiq or the hypocrites. So the enemy, if you counted there here, it's actually there are various of them. But you have to understand this ayah first. What is Allah Ta'ala wanting to tell you about the enemies? So he said here, when Allah Ta'ala remind us about the people of the book, or the people that been given part of the book, and it's actually applied to us, like some of the preachers or some of the ustaz or somebody who's actually claiming to be an ustaz these days. They actually sometimes know portion of the religion, portion of the Quran, but using it to write the religion. You know, writers of religion. This day, they are words, they are terms. The penunggang agama, you know, the one who write the religion for their own sake. So those people are almost like the Jew. Similarly, they are the same. So Allah Ta'ala is actually, when Allah Ta'ala told us about this, He wanted us to beware of our enemy and not also to be fooled by people who like them from among us also. So Allah Ta'ala actually in this ayah, fi dimnihi tahdhiru ibadihi, warning towards his servant, anil iqtirar bihim, from being tricked by them, wal wuqu'i fi ashrakihim, and from falling into their traps. فَأَخْبَرَ أَنَّهُمْ فِي نُفُوسِهِمْ. So Allah Ta'ala told us that they, the people that getting a portion of the book, they themselves يَشْتَرُونَ الضَّلَالَةَ. They actually buying the misguidance. أي يُحِبُّونَهَا مَحَبَّةً عَظِيمَةً. They actually loving the misguidance, the error. They are loving it dearly. وَيُؤْثِرُونَهَا إِيثَارًا مَا يَبْذُلُ الْمَالِ الْكَثِيرِ فِي طَلَبِ مَا يُحِبُّ. And they actually preferring the misguidance is actually like a preference of those who give away all their belonging, many of their wealth, in searching for something that they like. You know, people that like to collect cars, motorcycle, or hobbies to collect stamp or old money. You can see that they sometimes will put away their own interest, everything that they have, just to get something that they love. Even though the thing that they love, like the watch or anything that they said is collectibles or collectors, means that the collector of stamp, the collector of watches, cars, they can give away all their belongings just to get the thing that they like. Even though the thing they like, in time will not benefit them anything. Like the stamp, you have the collection of the stamp, old stamp. After that, what will you do with that? The stamp is there, yes. You have the memory, yes. But the problem is, what will happen to it? Nothing. Maybe if you want to sell it, maybe there's a value in it. If not, then the thing will not benefit you anything. You will not be a rich person because you have that thing, that stamp, or the old money, 50 ringgit from the 50 years ago. But the problem is, if you have that, you can sell it. If you sell it, then the value is there. If you're not selling it, you're just loving it, you frame it and put it on your wall, nothing will gain. You're not gaining anything from it. But surely, like I said, those person can give away their belonging, all their wealth, just to get what they like. So, those people who are actually being saved by Allah, يَشْتَرُونَ الضَّلَالَةَ. They are actually buying the misguidance, really loving it. They can give away anything because they give away the scriptures that Allah Ta'ala give them. Sell away the scriptures to get the misguidance. فَيُؤْثِرُونَ الضَّلَالَ عَلَى الْهُدَى. So they are preferring the misguidance upon the guidance. The misguidance upon the guidance. وَالْكُفْرَ عَلَى الْإِيمَانِ. And disbelief upon belief. وَالشَّقَاءَ عَلَى سَعَادَةِ. And they preferring the misfortune upon the happiness. Upon the happiness. So you can see that. وَمَعَ هَذَا. And because of and while at the same time, yuridun an tadillu sabila. They want you also to misguided the way. You know, you also become misguided. They don't want you to get the guidance. They don't want you to get the goodness from Allah. They don't like it. They want all of us to become like them. Allah Ta'ala said it is about this in Surah Al-Baqarah. Allah Ta'ala said about this in Surah Al-Baqarah, verse number. I don't remember the number of the verse, but Allah Ta'ala said in that ayah, Allah Ta'ala said, Wadda kathirun min ahlil kitab. Wadda kathirun min ahlil kitab, verse number 109. In Surah Al-Baqarah, Allah Ta'ala said, Wadda kathirun min ahlil kitab. Actually, it preferred by many of the Ahlul Kitab. Wadda kathirun min Ahlul Kitab. Many of the people of the scriptures, wadda, wish. Law yuardunakum min ba'di imanikum kuffara. Wish that they could turn you back to disbelief after you have belief. After you have already believed, they really like if they can turn you away from believing to become disbeliever. Why? Out of hasada min indi anfusihim, is actually out of envy from themselves. Min ba'di ma tabayyana lahul haq, Even after the truth has come clear to them. They know that you are in the right path, but they don't like it. They don't like it. Then Allah Ta'ala said about this, then we can see this like these days. When people, the believers, don't like to invite alcohol. We don't go fornication. We don't take out our clothes. We don't go into the LGBT. But they are saying that we are Christians, we are Jew, we are people of the book, but they are promoting that things. Promoting all the things. If you look into like in the Hollywood, the film industry of America, most of them is actually Jew or not a Christian. Seldomly you can see an atheist. Seldomly an atheist you can see among them. But most of them are Jew or Christians who saying that we are devoting ourselves, we believe in God. Even at the same time when the America in $1 bill, they put there, in God we trust. In God we trust. But they are actually doing and promoting things opposite of the command of Allah. Promoting LGBT, promoting child abortion, promoting all of that, free sex. It's actually against. But we are not doing that. Alhamdulillah. We Muslim not doing that. But they actually right now coming to us to promote us those things they are actually doing. It's like what in the Surah Al-Baqarah 109. Wadda kathiru min ahli kitab. Those people of the scriptures, they really like, they wish that law yaruddunakum ba'da imanikum kufara. If they can turn you away from believing to become disbeliever, they really like it. If they can do it. I don't know why, but one of the things that I thought about, if you really think, see, people do, when people do a demonstration, street demonstration, normally those people really like all people going inside the demonstration, not the few. Because if few are going out, but nobody is following them, then the police can capture all of them and they can be prosecute all of them. But if you go on one demonstration, 100,000, 400,000 people, then there's no jail or prison can contain all of them. So what happened? If no prison can contain all of them, then if you take from them, you capture from among them only few to be prosecuted. But the problem is all of them are released except those people. Then you have to release all of them. You cannot prosecute some, but not prosecute them all, because that is actually the way of say the court or the law is like that. So that's why they are calling us to go into the street to be with them, so that nobody can be captured by the government or by the law enforcement. So I think that the Jew and the Christian, when they are really wanting us to be like them, to be promoting things that are being forbidden by Allah, means that they want all people to go in their way, so that the hellfire will not be enough to contain everybody. So in the end, all will be released. They are thinking like that. Allahu A'lam. From what I see, they are actually promoting that. They are believing. They say that in God we trust. But what are they doing? They actually wanting us to become like them. Fahum harisuna ala idladikum. They are so eager to misguiding all of you. Ghaidal hirsi, to extend of the top of eagerness. Badiluna juhdahum fi dhalika, pouring all their might into that. The money they are using, coming into our country, telling us to let free the woman in our country. You know, when they're saying that the Islam is actually prisoning or not giving fairness to women. They themselves in their country, like such as in India, the non-believers country, they don't believe in Allah, believe in other deity. They actually in their country, women are actually being abused, or really directly to say rape. In 1 hour, 4 women will be raped. 4 women will be raped. Either by gang or person. Every 1 hour, 4 women. Mean every 15 minutes, 1 woman will be raped in India. But anybody say about that? Nobody saying about that. In America, when they start to say things about Afghanistan after they went out from Afghanistan, so they start to say that the Afghanistan government will be making things unfair towards women. So people said that in America itself, every 16 seconds, 1 woman will be abused. In every 16 seconds, 1 woman will be abused in America. So actually, they are talking about others. They want us to be like them. Like also when they're promoting free sex, or they want to promote to us sex education. The sex education that they are promoting is actually to make sure that the children, our teenagers, can do sex without having to pregnancy, impregnating the woman, the girl. That is the way they're saying the sex education. Even though we know that in our country, the expansion or the birth of our country, before that sex education come to us, or before whatever the Westerners taught us about pornography, actually our country is evolving. Our numbers actually keep evolving, and nothing about them is actually helping us. They actually reduce in their own people. If really the thing is actually really giving benefit to them, then the expansion of their citizen must be there. Because to have a big country, a good country, a great country, you have to have the numbers of citizens. The people in that country must be in vast number, because they will fill all the field of works. When you don't have the good number, then you have to import from outside all the workers to do all the jobs inside your country. And in the end, the foreigner will become the owner of the land. In the end, after years, 20 years, 30 years, something will happen like that. So basically, they actually having that problem. The birth rate in their country is so low, and they're coming to us to teach us why, to make sure that we are not evolving and growing, so that we will not be threatened. They are not be threatened by the numbers of the third world country, so called by them. So they want us to be like them. They are not following the guidance of Allah. They don't want us to be following the guidance of Allah. They are actually having problem in their family. They want us to have the same problem. These days, when the football team from Morocco, Maghribi, won until last night. So when they won against Portugal, at that time all the camera is actually looking onto them. They really saw something that is actually being left out by the Westerners. Means the Westerners, when they went to the football field, they will bring with them their girlfriend, their lovers. But the Arabs went to the stadium with their mothers. Yeah, their children, their wife is there. The family is there. That is something that the Westerners doesn't have anymore. We in Islam, alhamdulillah, still ongoing. Even though there are actually some of the word, mother's boys. So actually that word is actually being used in the Western country to make sure that the children is actually have a gap, or actually went away from their parent. The Westerners, their parent inside the old people house, until inside Singapore is the same. So we Muslim, until now, taking care of our parents is actually from one of the most thing that has been considered as obligation for us. So you can see things, they say that things that they didn't see for them for many years have been left out. No mothers have been called to see their children. Only when they are small. When they are big, no, they feel separating. depart from their mothers, will not go to their, will not take their mothers to the football field. But what being seen there, that Allah Ta'ala has shown to the world that the value of of family in Islam is so strong. That's why the numbers of Muslim in the Muslim countries is still growing, because the family is actually the base for the growth and the advancement of a country. No family, no country. Actually, you have a family, then you have a country. That's really quite something that being taught to these days. But those people, if really they can do something about that, if they can tell to their children to get married to each other, like right now they have problem. Men marrying men, who will beget children? Who will get children? Woman marrying woman, who will marry woman? Who will get the children? No advancement on birth rate will happen to them. If they do anything right now, then the result will be known only after 30 years. After 30 years, you will know whether the campaign to get the people to have a family, is it really happening or not after 30 years. Right now, in Europe, you can see that before they don't care. Any people come to them, any religion, any belief come to them, they don't care. They say that we actually very open to anybody to come to us. You don't have any problem. But when the Muslim numbers keep on growing, that's why France start to stop people from wearing headscarf, hijab. Why? Because the environment there changes. People start to go to school, and people to embracing Islam from the Christian people, not the Arabs that migrating them there, not the Arab that migrating to them, but the people, their own people is actually becoming Muslim. So they feel threatened that their values, the European values, will go away. They did it to us. When they come to us, we have the values of Islam. All our women, before the occupation of the Westerners, all our women actually using the sarung, the big sarung, to take care of their head and their body. Not only a small scarf on their head, or the whole sarung, they are using that. But when the Westerners came to us, they changed the value. Our people start to wear tight clothes, like we say the kebaya, and seeing everything, and actually see-through material. So people actually change it. They came to us and changed our value, but now they are threatened by the value that happening right now in their country. They start to feel threatened because one of the first thing that because of numbers of the Muslim people is actually keep on growing. They themselves doesn't want to have a family, or almost all the family, 90% of the family is actually broken family. So the value is not there anymore. We Muslim have that value. So that's this thing that they don't want to have us to have it. That's why they keep promoting fun, entertainment, clubbing, and everything. The way their lifestyle to us. So to make sure that we become like them. So that what the problem they have right now, we will have it in our country. Something actually, even in Malaysia right now, some of the psychiatrists, if some of the children want to take psychiatry, I said don't take it, because in Malaysia it's not really that. You're not making money. It's not in the market. So the psychiatrists in Malaysia, they have that problem, because people is actually doesn't want to go to them. So they said that they accuse the Muslim people, the Malay, or most of them. They said that the Malay people, the Muslim people, they actually denial. They have mind problem, but they don't want to get help. But the problem is, when you are in Western country, yes, they have that problem. They don't have the religion. They don't have the Allah for them to complain, to ask for. But we Muslim have that. So eventually, like I said, if you are a secretary in Malaysia, you'll not be making money. People will not come to you. Even you give cheap constellation food, until cheap price, people will not come to you. Because we have Allah. We have place for us to ask and to give our complaint, to ask, to supplicate to. Not like the disbelievers or the people that say we are believing in God, we trust, but they are not trusting Allah. Okay. Walakin lamma kana Allah waliyu ibadihi al-mu'minin wa nasiruhu. But when Allah is the protector or the one who govern or taking care his believing servant, and he also the helper for them, bayyana lahum mashtamalu alayhi min ad-dhalal wal idlal. Then Allah explained to them, to the believers, what being encompasses, what being associated those people, the people of the book, from misguidance and misguiding. You know, they are misguided and they are misguiding others for what they are doing. Allah Ta'ala told us. And because of this, Allah Ta'ala said, وَلِهَذَا قَالَ وَكَفَى بِاللَّهِ وَلِيًّا, is enough Allah, by Allah as your ally or your helper, protector. الَّذِي يَتَوَلَّ أَحْوَالَ عِبَادَهُ, that is actually, he is actually the one who taking care of the condition of his servant. وَيَلْتُفُ بِهِمْ, and so caring for them. فِي جَمِيعِ أُمُورِهِمْ, in all their matters. وَيَسِّرُ لَهُمْ مَا بِهِ سَعَادَتُهُمْ وَفَلَاحُهُمْ, and he also make it easy for them, whatever in it, their happiness and their success. وَكَفَى بِاللَّهِ نَصِيرًا, and enough Allah, it is enough, sufficient Allah as the helper, as helper for them. يَنْصُرُهُمْ عَلَى أَعْدَائِهِمْ, that he will help them upon against their enemy. وَيُبَيِّنْ لَهُمْ مَا يَحْذَرُونَ مِنْهُمْ وَيُعِينُهُمْ عَلَيْهِمْ, and he explained to them what they must beware from their enemy, and he helping them upon their enemy. فَوِلَايَتُهُ تَعَالَى فِيهَا حُصُولُ الْخَيْرِ, then the protection, the governing of Allah Ta'ala, in it, in that government, حُصُولُ الْخَيْرِ, you will get the goodness, you will benefit the goodness. وَنَصْرُهُ فِيهِ زَوَلُ الشَّرِّ, and his help inside it, there is actually the investment or the disappearance of the badness. ثُمَّ يُبَيِّنُ كَيْفِيَةُ ضَلَالِهِمْ وَعِنَادِهِمْ وَإِثَارِهِمُ الْبَاطِلِ, and after that, Allah Ta'ala explain the way of their misguidance, how they are misguiding, and how are inadihim, how are they stubbornness, the stubbornness. وَإِثَارِهِمُ الْبَاطِلِ, and how they are preferring the error, عَلَى الْحَقِّ, upon the truth. فَقَالَ, then he said, مِنَ الَّذِينَ هَادُوا, from among those who say we are the Jew. أي اليهود, they actually the Jew, وَهُمْ عُلَمَاءُ الضَّلَالِ minhum, that actually they are the scholar of misguidance, because they have the book. They have the book, but they are using the book to make sure that people is not following the truth. So that's why Allah Ta'ala giving them in the Quran, Surah Al-Fatiha, Al-Maghdubi alayhim, those who are, Allah Ta'ala have wrath upon them, angry towards them, because they know the truth, but they are not following, and they want others to not following the truth. That is the way they are doing. Minhum, from among them, yuharrifuna al-kalima an mawadi'ihi, they are actually distorting the words from its original usage, means that from its place. The word, like I said, they actually distorting it by replacing the word, replacing the meaning, or using the text is not in its place. Not in its place. They're putting it away from other than what Allah meant it for it. Ila akhir tilkal jara'im allati talattahu biha, until the last crime, all the crime that they actually involved in it, all the crime. They actually, until the last ayah, The 46 of Surah An-Nisa. Haulai ulama Abdullah min ahli kitab. Those people who are actually the scholar, that is actually so deviant from among the people of the book, people of the scriptures. Sinful, they are only one type. Min asnafil a'da, from among the types of enemies. Alladhina hadhanallahu minhum, that Allah Ta'ala is actually reminding us about them. Because Allah Ta'ala said, Wallahu a'lamu bi'a'da'ikum. The word a'da is plural, not singular. But inside that ayah, Allah Ta'ala is mentioning one only. One enemy only. There is actually the people of the book that's called themselves as Jews. Then Allah Ta'ala told us about them. But we actually have many enemies. Not one only. But this is one type of them. وَإِذَا كَانَ اللَّهُ عَزَّ وَجَلَّ يُخْبِرُنَا هَذَا الْخَبَرَ الصَّادِقَ. And because Allah is the one that actually Azza wa Jalla, the one that telling us this story or this news, this true news. في هذه القاعدة القرآنية, in this Quranic rule, that wallahu a'lamu bi'a'daikum, and Allah is the most knowing about your enemies, not enemies. فَحَرِيٌ بِنَا أَن نَتَأَمَّلَ جَيِّدًا. So it is actually so convenient for us. It's more appropriate for us to really look into carefully. فِي مَنْ وَصَفَهُمْ رَبُّنَا بِأَنْهُمْ أَعْدَاءٌ لَنَا. On those who are actually been described. They are described by our Lord Allah that they are our enemies. They are enemy for us. فَلَيْسَ أَصْدَقُ مِنَ اللَّهِ قِيلًا. And they are actually, nobody is most true in his saying than Allah. وَأَلَا أَصْدَقَ مِنَ اللَّهِ حَدِيثًا. And nobody is more true in his story than Allah. Nobody is in the story or saying more true than Allah. So when Allah Ta'ala said about this, so we have actually in this topic to enter into the enemies of the believers. Who are the enemy of believers? So here we will start with one is Iblis, 2, 3, 4. So here actually they say 3 only. They count 3 only. So we start with the first one. The first one, there is actually Aduullah, Iblis. Wa ala ra'si haula'i ulaika al-a'da. And at the top of those enemies are, first one, Aduullah, Iblis. The enemy of Allah, Iblis. Actually, the word Iblis is the name of Iblis. We heard some of the scholars saying that the name of Iblis is Azazil. That is actually not from the Quran, not from the Sunnah, not from the Hadith, not from the Quran. Azazil. Many of the Ustaz is actually saying that the name is Azazil. That is from the scriptures of the Jew and the Christian, not from Islam. In Islam, the name of Iblis is Iblis. Shaitan is his character. After, Shayatin is plural. Shaitan is singular, Shaitan is plural. If you say about Shaitan, we are having Shaitan from among the humankind and from the jinn. We have that type of Shaitan. So it's the character. So the name is Iblis. Because Allah Ta'ala is saying, Ya Iblis. Inside the Quran, Allah Ta'ala say, Ya Iblis. Because after Iblis have become deviant towards Allah, disobeying Allah, Allah Ta'ala call him Shaitan. He's become one of the Shaitan that is there in this world. Whoever following the way of Iblis is called Shaitan. Even the people, the humankind, become Shaitan. But you don't say to a person that is really trying to, to say goda, persuade you, to persuade you to entice you to go to bad places. You don't say to him, A'udzubillahi minasyaitonir rajim. Just go away. But if the feeling inside your heart, when you feel anger, you feel something that is not appropriate, you have to say, A'udzubillahi minasyaitonir rajim. Because it's really telling you from inside. But the enemy, the humankind, shaitan, just go away. Don't sit with them. You don't say to him, A'udzubillahi minasyaitonir rajim. A'udzubillahi minasyaitonir rajim. You don't say something like that. The shaitan is there from among humankind. Yes. 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 If you feel disturbed inside your prayer, keeping on thinking about other than the prayer, then you start to A'udzubillahi minasyaitonir rajim 3 times. Yeah, the Prophet taught us to do that. When the Prophet taught us to do that, how can we say that we can do that? Because the Prophet taught us to do that. We in our society, in our community, Malaysian community, or Malaysian people, we have that problem. It's not about you, but all people is actually understanding that. When the Prophet is telling us something, still we say that, but our Ustaz said that you cannot move more than 3 times, berturut-turut, one after another. No. Also spitting like that. Because the Prophet taught us what to do. Even if you have something, phlegm, inside, the Prophet taught us how to take it away. To either to spit it out, or if you have any cloth on your shoulder, you just on it and just keep on praying, and you just get rid of phlegm to your clothes. The man can do it like this and do like that, and after the prayer you can wash it. So means that the Prophet taught us something to do inside the prayer. But we have that idea that if you move more 3 times one after another, then your prayer will void. If you do something like spitting, your prayer will void. But the problem is when the Prophet himself taught us, in our society, sometimes people say that, wait, Ustaz say you cannot do that. I said the Prophet taught us. That's the thing, that you have to have that actually a rule. When the Prophet taught us, that is Islam. When the Ustaz taught us, maybe not from the true teaching. But when he said, the Prophet said, then it become something. If not, the argument will be the Prophet teaching us, but the Ustaz is saying no. What is, if the Ustaz want to say the opposite, he have to have another dalil that the Prophet said. Then 2 dalil, in between 2 dalil, you have to choose. But if not, never ever you can put that this is the Ustaz said, this is the Prophet said. Cannot be any, like something like that. So the first one is Adullah Iblis, the enemy of Allah, Iblis. Never ever in the Quran, nor in the Sunnah, the name is Azazil. The name is Iblis. Iblis. Allah Ta'ala is saying Iblis. Alladhi lam ya'ti tahdhiru min aduwin, that is actually never ever came. Never ever came reminder or warning from an enemy. Kama ja'a fi tahdhir minhu, as the warning came about him. Fakam fil Qur'ani min wasfihi bi annahu adu mubin. So many in the Quran that describing a description about him, that he is the true enemy, the clear enemy. Adu mubin. Bal innam min ablagil ayati wuduha, even in among the most strong ayah, the most clear ayah, strong ayah from clarity, fi bayan haqiqatihi, in describing the reality of the Iblis, wa ma yajibu an yakuna mawqifuna minhu, and what our stand must be about him, is the saying of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, saying of Allah, the most glorious, the most high, in Surah Fatir verse number 6, Allah Ta'ala said, Inna shaitan lakum aduwwun fattakhiduhu aduwa. Verily shaitan is for you, is an enemy. Fattakhiduhu aduwa. Then take him as an enemy. Take him as an enemy. Innama yad'u hizbahu liyakunu min ashabil sa'ir. He only calling his group so that they will become the dwellers of the hellfire. He's not calling you to success. He's calling for you to become the dweller of hellfire. Okay, about the name Iblis and the character of Shaitan. You can see this, that Allah Ta'ala calling him as Iblis. And after that, calling him or telling Adam, this is Shaitan. Few examples, like in the Surah Al-Baqarah, when Allah Ta'ala said, in the verse 30, okay, 34. Actually, if you look into the ayah from 30 to 34, there are only few characters being mentioned there. Means that the first thing, Allah and the angels. When Allah said, وَإِذْ قَالَ رَبُّكَ لِلْمَلَائِكَةِ, and remember when your God, your Lord, said to the angels, إِنِّي جَاعِلٌ فِي الْأَرْضِ خَلِيفَةً, I want to make in the on the earth Khalifah, substitutes, those who substituting the creature before them. There's actually the jinns is there, the human is substituting them. And the angel said, قالوا سبحانك قالوا أتجعل فيها. Then the angel said, do you want to make on the earth man yufsid biha, those who will make destruction on the earth, وَيَسْفِكُ الدِّمَاء, and also actually about the blood, وَيَسْفِكُ الدِّمَاء, and also to shed the blood, وَيَسْفِكُ الدِّمَاء. وَنَحْنُ, even actually the one that we the angels, نُسَبِّحُ بِحَمْدِكَ, we are glorifying you and also praising you and glorifying you. No. They're referring to the before Adam, because Adam is not created yet. Don't you want to make, because the 30, ayat number 30. So because of that, because before us is the jinn. So the jinn was here and they failed. They failed to do what the command by Allah. Keep on going to wars between them. So Allah take away from them the capability to making anything in this world. You know, you can see that if a shaman said to you, in this village, there are jinns, they want to eat the chicken, or to have a few boiled eggs. You know, if you give to the jinn a raw egg, until last day they cannot boil it. You know, the jinn, even though they are from the fire, they cannot catch the chicken and slaughter it to eat. You have to slaughter it. You have to boil it. You have to cook the rice, the sticky rice for them. They cannot do that. Can you see that the jinn cannot slaughter the animal? Do you heard any places that the jinn is eating the chicken? No, the dog, yes. The fox, yes. The monitor lizard, yes. They're eating whatever left from us. When we throw away something, then they will from that. If you say Bismillah, then the bone that you throw away will be Allah will make on the bone 3 times the original meat. If you say Bismillah, then the Muslim jinn will eat it. Muslim jinn. If not, then the non-believers jinn will eat from it. Yes, for them also and for us. So anyway, we have to understand that before us they are here. Right now they cannot do what we can do. You know, you chopping out the tree and actually a mountain, you broke the mountain, make it flat. You can do that, but the jinn cannot do it like this. If you can do it, what? No. Actually, because yes, also they have been called to believe to Muhammad, believe to the messengers of Allah. All the messengers are from the children of Adam. They are not being mentioned among them. They are a prophet or messengers, because they themselves actually are among things that actually unseen. They can go up until the lowest heaven to listen to the conversation of the angels. So they have all the proof about Allah. All the proof about Allah is for them to be seen. For us, we don't have that. So anyway, with all the proof and the evidence that they have, they can go up until the lowest heaven, the place of the star, to listen to the conversation of the angels. No, after the descent of the Prophet Muhammad SAW, no, they cannot. They cannot. If we said in Surah Al-Jinn, not the kilat, the meteorite, not the kilat. The kilat is not not for them. Because that's why in Quran, Allah Ta'ala said, وَزَيَّنَّا السَّمَاءَ الدُّنْيَا بِمَصَابِيحَ وَجَعَلْنَاهَا رُجُومًا لِلشَّيَاطِينَ. And we adorn, we beautify Sama ad-dunya, the lowest heaven. The lowest heaven, there are 7 heaven. The lowest one, we beautify it. We adorn it. Bimasabiha, with the lights. With the lights. This is the star. وَجَعَلْنَاهَا, and we made the stars as رُجُومًا لِلشَّيَاطِينَ. So from the star you get the meteorite. So the meteorite is actually the thing that will be used as a punishment to any jinns, any genie when up to listen. So they have that evidence about Allah. So they don't need us and need the new messenger. Anyway, Allah Ta'ala give them all the might to use the world, but they don't want to. Then Allah Ta'ala make them go away, cannot use it. We are using it right now. You're chopping the tree, you're making this. Say, what do you say this? Rostrum. So this, you made it from the wood. But jinn cannot do it. The genie, even though you read the story about Aladdin or Sinbad or anything, or 1001 Night. So everything is actually fiction or from the thinking of people, not really doing it. Like I said right just now, if a genie through a shaman saying that I want to eat chicken, I want a chicken, roast chicken, a glutinous rice, and also 3 boiled eggs. If you give all of that things to the genie raw, uncooked, the genie cannot cook it. The chicken will be alive. Will be alive. The genie cannot do anything to it. You say to the genie, take it. He cannot do anything. This is because we actually the one that Allah Ta'ala giving everything to do in this world. So the angels, when Allah Ta'ala said about creating Adam in this world, the angel said, Ataja'alu fiha, do you want to make in this world, in this earth, my yufsiduha, those who do destruction on this world, wasfikud dima, and also shedding bloods. Wa nahnu sabbihu bihamdika wa nuqaddis lak. You have us, those who are actually glorifying you and praising you. Make us as the one who taking care of the earth. Allah Ta'ala answer them, Qala inni a'lamu ma la ta'lamun. I actually know what you don't know. Okay. In that ayah, you see the character only Adam and Allah and the angels. And suddenly, 31, وَعَلَّمَ آدَمَ الْأَسْمَاءَ كُلَّهَا, and he taught Adam the names, all of it, all the names. ثُمَّ عَرَضَهُمْ عَلَى الْمَلَائِكَةِ, and after that he put it out to the angels. فَقَالَ أَنْبِئُونِي بِأَسْمَاءِ هَؤُلَاءِ, then he said to the angels, give me the names of those things. In kuntum sadiqin. If you really are truthful when you are saying you want to be the one that taking care of the earth, then answer me. Then the angel said, Qalu subhanaka la ilma lana illa ma 'allamtana innaka antal alimul hakim. 32. Verily you are actually subhan, glory be to Allah. No knowledge for us except what you taught us. Innaka antal alimul hakim. Verily you are most knowing and most wise. Then Allah said in 33, Qala ya Adamu anbi'hum bi asma'ihim. Allah said, oh Adam, tell them all the names of those things. Falamma anba'hum bi asma'ihim, and when he told those angels about the names of those all the things, he said all the things, Falamma bi asmi qala alam aqul lakum. Allah Ta'ala said, didn't I told you that inni a'lamu ghaibas samawati wal ard, that I am knowing all whatever unseen on the as-samawat, on all the heavens and the earth. All the unseen I know it. Wa a'lamu ma tubdun, and I know what you show me. Wa ma kuntum taktumun, and whatever you conceal, you don't show me. I know everything. So in this ayah, you have only three: Allah, the angels, and Adam. Okay. And verse number 34. Wa idh qulna lil malaikati isjudu li adama fasajadu illa iblis aba wastakbara wa kana minal kafirin. And when we told to the angels, prostrate all of you to Adam, all of them prostrate except Iblis. So you have the fourth character, Iblis. Aba wastakbara. He reject, and he actually arrogant, and he become from among the disbelievers, non-believers. Okay. So until the verse number 34, you have four character: Allah, the angels, Adam, and Iblis. Okay. Verse number 35, Allah Ta'ala said, 35, wa qulna ya adamuskun anta wa zawjukal jannah. And we said, oh Adam, stay, you and your wife. So the verse number 35, Allah Ta'ala put wife of Adam, oh Hawa. So you have Adam, Allah, the angels, Adam, Iblis, and the wife of Adam. Wa kula minha ragadan haythu syi'tuma. Both of you eat whatever you want, whenever you want. Haythu syi'tuma. Wala taqraba hadhihi syajarata. But both of you don't ever come near to this one tree. Fatakuna minadh dhalimin. Then you become from among the sinners or the oppressor. Then at the verse of 36, suddenly you have one more character. Fa'azallahuma syaitan. Fa'azallahuma syaitan. Then syaitan sleep them, became they sleep their leg. Fa'akhrajahuma mimma kana fi. Then he make them go out from whatever the state that they are in it before that. They are inside the paradise, the goodness, the easiness. Then the shaitan make them went out. So if you really read inside that 30 until 36, you can see that the character from the start is Allah, the angels, Adam, Iblis, Hawa, wife of Adam. Suddenly you have the shaitan. So the one that actually really doesn't want to go to obey Allah is Iblis. Suddenly you have one more. So it is actually the same guy. So Iblis is the name that Allah called him before he disobeyed Allah. After he quarreled and argued with Allah, Allah called him a shaitan. You can see this in Surah Taha, in Surah Al-Hijr, and many other surah. The story is the same. First being called as Iblis, and second will be called as Al-A'raf, called as shaitan. He's been called Iblis at first, called as shaitan after that. Al-Kahfi, verse number 50, the story is talk about وَإِذْ قُلْنَا لِمَلَائِكَةِ اسْجُدُوا لِآدَمَ فَسَجَدُوا. Verse number 50. فَسَجَدُوا إِلَّا إِبْلِيسَ كَانَ مِنَ الْجِنِّ. He was among the jinn. فَفَسَقَ عَنْ أَمْرِ رَبِّهِ. So that's why he actually go against the command of his Lord, Allah. Because he was among the jinn. So there also the answer that he is not among the angels. Because all the angels prostrate to Adam. Iblis, okay, why was the command was for the angels, but Iblis was being scolded by Allah? Even though Allah said, وَإِذْ قُلْنَا لِلْمَلَائِكَةِ, and when we said to the angels, usjudu li Adama. But why does Iblis have to be questioned by Allah? Why do you not become among those who prostrate? So some of the scholars said that because he is among the angels, is wrong. No, actually, he actually one of the jinn, the only one jinn being given permission to stay with the angels because of the worship act of worship that he did. He will- yes, from light. So that's the problem, because some of the scholars wrongly said that if the command was for the angels, why was Iblis be scolded by Allah? Why Allah Ta'ala asked him, why you did not become among the people, those who actually prostrate to Adam? So Iblis saying that I'm better than him. You getting me from the fire, getting me from the soil. So basically, he actually admitting that he is not from the angels. Okay, from the jinn. Anyway, why he is actually being scolded? Because if the angels are the most, we say, noble creatures in the paradise, in the paradise, they have to prostrate. The iblis that is a jinn that from fire that stay among them should be also following, because like we inside in our country, if our king, the king, pass by the road, and all car must stop, not moving, because giving way for the king. If a person from Myanmar is actually Myanmar citizen, not Malaysia citizen, but staying in Malaysia, not a Malaysia citizen, he's cycling just beside the road. And when the police stop him, stop. He said, I'm not from among Malaysian. I'm an Myanmar citizen. Is it appropriate for him to do that? No. Why? Because if the citizen of Malaysia have to follow, then he's the one that somebody that actually just be with the Malaysian must follow the rules more, because the Malaysian have more right to not doing that. Then why should he actually not following the Malaysian? So that is the proverb, or what you say, the comparison to how can you understand the command for the angels, but Iblis is wrong because he is not among the angels. He must be like the angels. The angels prostrate, he must prostrate. The angels give salam, he must give salam. You like it? No, okay. Eh, okay. Okay, stop that. Actually, the Iblis, the only jinn that been given permission to stay with the angels. Other jinn is still on the earth. The other jinns never went to the paradise like the Iblis. The Iblis, the only, jinn that being given permission to stay with the angels. That's why when he went back to the earth, whatever he said, like people coming back from England, in your village, a person went back from foreign country, came back from London, from America. When he says something to you, people will say that this guy went to America. I think what he's telling me is all true. So the genie in this world start to follow him. When he came back, sent down back, he can lie. He can say that I have a new task. We have to do this. So all the genie becoming like him until the descent of Muhammad SAW. Allah Ta'ala sent Muhammad. Then some of the genies become Muslim. And the genie itself, you read the Surah Jinn, they actually saying that among them there are pious people, pious jinn, and also there is actually satanic jinn. Jinn is a disobey jinn. This is obedient jinn, non-obedient jinn. They are among them. They are good and bad. So becoming a Muslim after the descent of the Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. At the time of Solomon, they are following Solomon, even though they don't like. Because anybody go against Solomon will be burned by hellfire in front of everybody. So nobody is obey Solomon. Nobody. Because Allah said in Surah As-Saba, Nudhikhu. Nudhikhu mean. Surah Sabah verse number 12. Wa man yazid minhum an amrina. Whoever is stowing away from our command. Nudhikhu min adhabis sa'ir. We make him feel the taste of the hellfire. Means that they are burned by hellfire in front of everybody. So nobody go against Solomon because of that. They don't want to follow, but they have to follow because of that. But in the time of the Muhammad SAW, they listen to the Quran, they become Muslim. They become Muslim. So that's actually the thing about Iblis. I think we can stop here, inshallah, because they are more about that. Then actually, our explanation is, I hope is clear, that Iblis is the name of one jinn that residing with the angels in the paradise during the creation of Adam. So not all jinn is there. All the jinn is on the earth. So after the descent of Adam, alayhi be sent down from the paradise, the jinn also, that name Iblis, also being sent down. So starting from that point, he is the one that been given by Allah to have long longevity of life, still until today. Because he asked from Allah, Rabbi anzirni, oh Allah, oh my Lord, anzirni, give time for me, ila yawmil ba'athun, until the day they being resurrected. He believe about the last day. Iblis believe about the last day. Iblis actually believe in Allah, but he's not obeying Allah, not obeying the command of Allah. He asked from Allah, give me time until the day they resurrected. Adam and all his children resurrected. Give me the time until that day. And Allah Ta'ala said, فَإِنَّكَ مِنَ الْمُنْظَرِينَ, you are being given time. إِلَى يَوْمِ الْوَقْتِ الْمَعْلُومِ, until a day or time that is actually being called by Allah. So after that, he promised to be misguiding the children of Adam. So he actually asking for longevity for his own life, not for all the genie. So when we listen about the story of the jinn living these years, having a longevity life, maybe it's a lie from the genie. You know, the jinn maybe just get birth yesterday. He said that I am 300 years old. How could you know? They don't have the IC or the birth certificate. How could you know they are lying to you or not? But people actually start to believe in jinn. Even in Kelantan, Terengganu, I don't know which state is that. That one of the shaman or the Ustaz shaman, shaman of one of Ustaz. It's actually being called like that. Uskun, Ustaz Dukun. Ustaz Dukun, Uskun. He actually talking to one of the shaitan or the genie inside the body of a person. Then the genie said, don't follow Wahhabi. So the thing is that Ustaz and his follower is following the jinn, the shaitan. Shaitan is advising them not to follow the Wahhabi. So I don't know. We know that the shaitan is actually lying. So how can you believe the shaitan? Allahu A'lam. Okay, we stop here. Inshallah, we will continue. Next week we actually have our program, Al-Khadim Youth Camp in Perlis. So all of us will not be here, so don't come. The second week after that, maybe we're still in vacation, because the program will be ending on Monday. So maybe on Tuesday, people start to come back and maybe they are tired and everything. So maybe still not operationing. Or maybe Ustaz Hussein will have his class, Allahu Alam, on Wednesday. But anyway, inshallah we'll be having our vacation, and maybe we'll be meeting all of you inshallah next year. Okay, next year inshallah. First week of 2023. Any question there? No, Alhamdulillah. So we'll stop here. Wallahu Alam. Wa sallallahu ala Muhammadin wa alihi sallam walhamdulillahi rabbil alamin. Subhanakallahumma wa bihamdika asyhadu an la ilaha illa anta astaghfiruka wa atubu ilaik. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.